over 60. These 5 healthy seafoods are wrecking your body. Swap them for these 5 lifesavers. Have you noticed your joints feeling stiffer lately, your legs a little weaker, or maybe your memory isn't as sharp as it used to be? You've been doing your best, eating healthy, exercising when you can, and even choosing clean seafood options because you've heard they're good for your heart and brain. But what if I told you that some of those so-called healthy seafoods could actually be accelerating your aging, draining your energy, and quietly damaging your most vital systems? What you're about to hear might shock you. There are 5 seafoods that many people over 60 eat regularly, thinking they're helping their body. But hidden behind the marketing and the superfood labels is a set of risks that most seniors are never warned about. These aren't rare or exotic fish either. You'll find them at your local market, in restaurant menus, and probably even in your fridge right now. Today, we'll uncover the hidden dangers in these everyday seafoods, and more importantly, I'll show you 5 powerful swaps that can protect your memory, circulation, joints, and long-term independence. Let's start with the first one on the list. This might surprise you. Number 5. Farmed salmon. You've probably heard it countless times. Salmon is the king of heart-healthy foods. Rich in omega-3s, high in protein, easy to prepare, and seemingly a perfect choice for seniors trying to stay sharp and strong. But here's the twist. Not all salmon is created equal. And if the salmon you're eating is farm-raised, it may be doing your body more harm than good. Let's break this down. Farmed salmon accounts for more than 70% of the salmon sold worldwide. It's raised in large, crowded enclosures where the fish are fed artificial pellets, often dyed to give the salmon its pinkish hue, since farmed salmon lack the natural diet that makes wild salmon vibrant. And here's the concern. Those pellets often contain residues of pesticides, heavy metals, and synthetic additives. Not to mention, the fish themselves are sometimes treated with antibiotics to prevent disease in their overcrowded pans. Now think about this from your body's perspective. Imagine your cells trying to absorb those precious omega-3s, only to be overwhelmed by inflammatory compounds and trace toxins. It's like asking your heart to heal while quietly feeding it stress every day. According to research from the Environmental Working Group and findings cited in journals like Science, farmed salmon can contain levels of PCBs, industrial pollutants linked to cancer and hormonal disruption, up to 10 times higher than wild salmon. This matters even more as you age. Your detox systems aren't as efficient as they once were. Your liver, kidneys, and lymphatic system work slower, meaning those synthetic chemicals can stick around longer, building up and interfering with your energy, mood, even your memory. And let's not forget mobility. Low-grade inflammation from poor-quality omega-6 fats and environmental toxins can increase joint stiffness, muscle weakness, and lead to that constant heavy feeling in your legs. That feeling where walking across the room feels like wading through water. Sound familiar? You may also notice little warning signs. Waking up groggy, needing more coffee just to feel present, joints that click and ache even after a short walk. Mood dips that you can't explain. These are not just signs of aging. They're signals from your body that something you trust might be backfiring. But here's the good news. You don't have to give up salmon entirely. There's a much safer and even more nourishing option. Swap farmed salmon for wild-caught salmon, especially from regions like Alaska where environmental standards are higher. Wild salmon not only has a better omega-3 to omega-6 ratio, it's free of synthetic coloring and antibiotics. It's leaner, cleaner, and closer to what nature intended your body to thrive on. If wild salmon is hard to find or too costly, another gentle alternative is sardines, ideally packed in olive oil or spring water and sustainably caught. They're rich in omega-3s, calcium for your bones, and don't carry the same toxin load because of their shorter lifespan and lower position on the food chain. Think of it like giving your body clean fuel instead of polluted smoke. Have you felt this too? That creeping fatigue, the joint soreness, or the mental fog after a so-called healthy meal? You're not imagining it. Most people ignore these signals, but that's where the damage starts. Now, before we move on to the next surprising seafood on our list, let me ask you something. Has anything in this video resonated so far? If so, take a moment and subscribe to our channel. It's how we reach more people like you, people who are ready to age with power, clarity, and dignity. And if you want even more tools, daily routines, and community support, visit us at thegoldenyearsrx.com. It's our private space for seniors rewriting what healthy aging really looks like. Let's keep going. The next one is even sneakier. Number 4, tilapia. On the surface, tilapia seems like a safe, smart choice. It's inexpensive, easy to cook, and mild in flavor, making it a favorite among older adults who want to avoid strong fishy tastes. Many health magazines even list it as a lean protein perfect for aging bodies. But here's the catch. Behind its bland taste lies one of the most misleading health foods in the seafood aisle. The problem with tilapia isn't that it's toxic in the way some seafood can be. It's that it contains the wrong kinds of fats that silently fuel inflammation, weaken the immune system, and put strain on your heart and joints. In fact, a study published by Wake Forest University found that tilapia contains more omega-6 fatty acids than bacon. Let that sink in. More inflammatory fat than processed meat. And the trouble with omega-6 isn't that they're all bad. Your body actually needs them, but in balance with omega-3s. Most seniors already get too many omega-6 from oils, packaged foods, and restaurant meals. Adding more through tilapia just tips the scales further, pushing your body toward chronic inflammation. It's the kind of inflammation that doesn't scream out with pain, but instead whispers through aching knees, slower movement, restless sleep, and that dull heaviness that makes everyday tasks feel harder than they should. Tilapia's reputation suffers even more when you look at how it's raised. The vast majority of tilapia on the market is farmed in countries with few regulations on water quality, feed content, and antibiotic use. Fish raised in overcrowded, polluted environments absorb those toxins and stress hormones, and you absorb them too. Especially if your liver isn't working at full capacity. It's like slowly muddying the waters your cells are trying to function in. You might be feeling some of the effects without even realizing it. Are your joints feeling puffier in the morning? Is your digestion slower? Do you notice your skin feeling more reactive, or that your energy disappears after a meal that should leave you fueled? These are not just signs of aging. They're your body telling you it needs better fuel. The uplifting truth is, you don't have to eliminate fish. You just need to upgrade your choices. Instead of tilapia, reach for wild-caught mackerel or herring. These are oily fish that pack a real omega-3 punch without the inflammation spike. They're also rich in vitamin D, which many seniors lack, and in selenium, a trace mineral that helps protect your brain and immune system from oxidative damage. If the flavor of mackerel feels too strong at first, try mixing it with mild vegetables, herbs, or even a squeeze of lemon. Over time, your taste buds adjust and your body will thank you. And here's something else. Every choice you make now is shaping your body 3 months, 6 months, even a year down the road. That sore shoulder that won't loosen up, or that foggy afternoon slump, it's not just a bad day. It could be the result of thousands of tiny decisions about what you eat. Does that sound familiar? You're not alone. Most seniors were never taught how food affects their joints, brain, or circulation. But it's never too late to course correct. Now, let's move forward. The next seafood mistake is hiding behind a shiny label, but it's far more dangerous than it seems. Number 3, scallops. You might think of scallops as a treat. Something elegant. High-end. They're delicate, tender, and often seen on the menus of fine restaurants or served as a healthy choice at dinner parties. But there's something you haven't been told. The scallops on your plate, especially the frozen or pre-prepared kind, may be soaked in chemicals, mislabeled, and far less nutritious than you think. And for older adults who rely on clean, nourishing foods to maintain energy, mobility, and circulation, this poses a hidden risk. Here's what's going on. Many scallops sold in supermarkets, particularly frozen ones, are treated with a chemical called sodium tripolyphosphate, STPP. It's used to preserve moisture and extend shelf life, but it also inflates the weight and gives the illusion of freshness. Why is this a problem? Because STPP is a known gut irritant and inflammatory compound, and it doesn't belong in your food, especially not if you're over 60 and already dealing with reduced digestive resilience or nutrient absorption. And that's just the beginning. Much of the scallop supply is mislabeled. According to a 2019 report by Oceana, nearly 40% of scallops sold in North America are not actually scallops at all. They may be fish cuts punched into shape or combined with fillers, starches, and artificial seafood flavoring, especially in cheap frozen packs. So what happens when you eat these fake or chemically treated scallops? You may experience bloating or digestive discomfort after eating, brain fog or fatigue in the hours that follow, increased joint stiffness or subtle swelling, and weakened immune response due to gut irritation. And here's what matters even more for male vitality: STPP and other phosphates in processed seafood can interfere with vascular function. That means tighter blood vessels, less flexibility in your arteries, and reduced nitric oxide activity, which is essential for maintaining strong, natural erections. A 2021 study in food additives and contaminants found that chronic exposure to phosphate preservatives, like those in processed seafoods, was linked to vascular calcification and reduced blood flow in older adults. Over time, this kind of stress can increase the risk of circulatory issues, cognitive decline, and erectile dysfunction. You might not notice it right away. But if you felt sluggish after seafood dinners, or you notice that your digestion takes a hit after frozen shellfish meals, this might be why. So what can you do? If you enjoy scallops, choose dry-packed, wild-caught scallops only. These aren't soaked in chemicals, and they often have a slightly firmer texture and natural sweetness. Yes, they're a little more expensive, but the difference in quality is dramatic. Avoid wet scallops or pre-cooked versions in plastic trays or seafood medleys. And if the label doesn't clearly say dry, assume it's been treated. Even better, consider rotating scallops out of your regular meal plan and replacing them with whole, wild-caught shellfish like mussels or clams, which are often cheaper and naturally rich in zinc, iron, and omega-3s, nutrients that directly support testosterone, brain function, and energy. Your body is sensitive to detail. Especially now. Every bite either supports your systems or taxes them. And while scallops may look small, their hidden chemical load can quietly weigh you down. The solution isn't fear, it's awareness. With every smart choice you make, you lighten the burden on your heart, your liver, and your circulation. You create space for energy to return, memory to sharpen, and strength to rebuild. Number 2, breaded or battered fish. It's familiar. Comforting. Crispy on the outside, flaky on the inside. Maybe it reminds you of fish dinners from your younger years, or your favorite seaside holiday meal. But while breaded or battered fish might seem like a harmless treat, it's one of the sneakiest ways seniors unknowingly sabotage their health. Here's why this matters more after 60. First, let's talk about the breading. Most commercial breadcrumbs and batters are made from refined white flour, preservatives, and sometimes even sugar. These ingredients quickly convert to glucose in the body, spiking blood sugar levels and promoting inflammation. For seniors who are already managing concerns like prediabetes, arthritis, or heart issues, this is like pouring petrol on a fire. But it gets worse. The oil used to fry these fish portions is often vegetable or seed oil, which breaks down into toxic compounds when heated. Studies have shown that reheated oils, especially those used in commercial fryers, produce compounds called aldehydes that can damage cells, interfere with brain function, and accelerate aging from the inside out. And when the same oil is reused over and over, as it often is in restaurants or packaged frozen meals, the damage compounds. Have you ever noticed feeling groggy, bloated, or slightly nauseous after eating fried fish? That sluggishness isn't your imagination. It's your body working overtime to process something it was never designed to handle, especially not after 60, when digestion naturally slows and your need for clean fuel increases. But here's what most people don't realize. Even oven-baked breaded fish fillets from the supermarket come pre-fried during processing. That means you're still consuming unhealthy fats, preservatives, and inflammatory compounds, even if you never touch a frying pan. The result: weight gain around the middle, swelling in the fingers and feet, mood dips, brain fog, and perhaps most importantly, slower recovery from illness or exertion. Over time, this leads to reduced mobility, increased fall risk, and more difficulty staying independent. So what's the alternative? The good news is, you can still enjoy a satisfying, flavorful fish dinner without the health trade-offs. Try lightly pan-searing wild white fish like cod or haddock in olive oil, and sprinkle it with herbs like rosemary and thyme. Or coat your fish in crushed nuts and bake it for a satisfying crunch that nourishes your heart, joints, and brain. If you miss the crispy texture, air-frying your fish at home using high-quality ingredients is a smart way to recreate the experience without the inflammatory oils or white flour. Add a squeeze of lemon, a dash of sea salt, and you've got a meal that supports your health instead of sabotaging it. You don't have to abandon tradition. Just update it in a way that helps your body thrive in this stage of life. Because aging well isn't about giving things up. It's about choosing what gives back. We're down to the last one, and it might be the most surprising seafood of all. Ready? Let's dive in. Number 1. Canned tuna. It's affordable, convenient, and often labeled as heart-healthy. For many seniors, canned tuna has been a go-to protein for decades. Easy to store, quick to prepare, and packed with omega-3s, at least that's what we've been told. But here's what most people over 60 don't realize. That little can in your cupboard might be quietly working against your energy, your memory, and even your nervous system. Let's unpack this. Tuna, especially albacore and yellowfin, are large fish. They sit high up in the ocean food chain, and that means they accumulate more toxins from the water and the prey they consume. The most concerning of these is mercury. Mercury is a heavy metal that affects the brain, the kidneys, and the nerves. And as we age, our bodies become less efficient at detoxifying. According to research from the National Institutes of Health, chronic low-level mercury exposure, the kind that builds up over time from foods like canned tuna, can contribute to memory loss, fatigue, sleep disturbances, and even mood changes. Have you ever felt unusually tired after lunch, or noticed your thoughts getting cloudy for no reason? Have you experienced trembling in your hands or tingling in your feet? While there can be many causes, mercury toxicity is one that flies under the radar, especially in older adults who eat canned tuna regularly. And it's not just the mercury. Many canned tuna brands are packed in inflammatory seed oils like soybean or cottonseed oil, both of which can promote joint pain, cellular aging, and sluggish digestion. Even the cans themselves can be lined with BPA, a chemical known to interfere with hormones and brain function. Now, this doesn't mean you have to eliminate all tuna forever. But you do need to be smart about the source, the quantity, and the alternatives. Here's the better approach. If you're craving tuna, opt for smaller species like skipjack, which have significantly lower mercury levels than albacore. Look for labels that say Poland line caught, and always choose varieties packed in olive oil or water-not seed oil. Better yet, rotate in sardines, anchovies, or wild-caught salmon, which are rich in omega-3s but far lower in toxins. And don't underestimate the power of plant-based omega-3s either. Ground flaxseed, chia, and walnuts offer brain-boosting support without any contamination risk. Here's the takeaway. Just because something was healthy in your 40s doesn't mean it still works in your 60s and beyond. Your body changes, your needs evolve, and your habits should follow. The truth about canned tuna is that it's easy, yes, but too often, it comes at a hidden cost. And for seniors aiming to stay sharp, steady, and full of life, that cost is simply too high. You deserve better than cheap shortcuts. You deserve nourishment that works for you, not against you. And if this resonates with you, now might be a good moment to subscribe to our channel. We're building a space for people like you, thoughtful, curious, determined to age with strength, not fear. And if you're looking for community, support, and practical routines to help you make those changes stick, visit us at thegoldenyearsrx.com. We'd love to see you there. Before we close, there's more you need to hear. Most people stop at the basics, but you're not most people. If you've made it this far, it means you care deeply about your health, your future, and staying informed in a world full of half-truths. So before we wrap things up, Here are 5 more seafood surprises that most seniors never hear about, but absolutely should. These next ones are especially important if you want to stay one step ahead and protect your independence for years to come. Number 1. Farmed shrimp and the silent gut disruptor. Let's look at something many people never question: shrimp. It's light, lean, and a favorite in everything from salads to stir-fries. But here's what most seniors don't know. The majority of shrimp sold globally isn't wild-caught. It's farmed, often in densely packed ponds in countries with loose regulations. Now, why does that matter to you? Because farmed shrimp are frequently raised in water filled with antibiotics, pesticides, and even disinfectants like formaldehyde. Yes, the same chemical used to preserve biological specimens. And your gut, the core of your immune system, nutrient absorption, and even mood regulation, is highly sensitive to these residues. For seniors already dealing with slower digestion or gut imbalances, farmed shrimp can be a hidden irritant. Scientists have found that shrimp raised in low oxygen, overcrowded environments often carry antibiotic-resistant bacteria. These bacteria don't just die off in cooking. They can disrupt the gut microbiome and increase inflammation system-wide. And gut inflammation in older adults isn't just about cramps or bloating. It can contribute to memory problems, unstable blood sugar, fatigue, and even muscle weakness. If you felt inexplicably foggy, more gassy than usual, or like your body just doesn't process food the way it used to, shrimp might be playing a role. Here's a better way. When buying shrimp, look for wild-caught from cold waters, such as Alaskan or Pacific varieties. Even better, if you're sensitive, swap out shrimp for omega-3 rich fish like sardines or mackerel that come from certified sustainable fisheries. You don't need to give up seafood entirely. But you do need to know where it comes from and what it's been exposed to. Because what you can't see on the label can still affect your energy, mobility, and long-term independence. Number 2. Smoked fish and the hidden inflammation trigger. There's something comforting about smoked salmon or mackerel. The rich flavor, the easy preparation, the reputation for being heart-healthy. But what most seniors don't realize is that smoked fish might be silently stoking the fires of inflammation throughout their body. Smoked fish often contains compounds called polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, or PAHs. These form during the smoking process when fat drips onto a heat source and combusts. The smoke then settles on the fish. PAHs are known to be pro-inflammatory and have even been linked to cognitive decline in older adults. Here's the catch: the damage doesn't feel dramatic. It starts subtly. A little more joint stiffness. A bit more trouble remembering names. Slightly more difficulty falling asleep. Over time, those effects layer, like fog slowly rolling in. And there's more. Smoked fish is often high in sodium, which for seniors with compromised kidney function or blood pressure issues can quietly cause fluid retention, sluggish circulation, and fatigue. What can you do instead? You can still enjoy the benefits of oily fish, but aim for baked or gently grilled versions without the heavy smoking process. Consider marinated options using vinegar or lemon, which provide flavor without the combustion byproducts. A Mediterranean-style sardine salad with olive oil and herbs gives you the omega-3s without the inflammation risk. Your joints, heart, and memory will thank you. Number 3. Fake crab, surimi, and its neurological impact. Ever had crab sticks in a salad or sushi roll? They taste like crab, look like crab, but they're not crab. They're surimi, a heavily processed seafood paste made from ground white fish, starches, sugar, salt, and artificial flavorings. While surimi seems like a harmless convenience, it's loaded with additives that can quietly take a toll on the aging brain. Many versions contain monosodium glutamate, MSG, which can overexcite neurons. For seniors already experiencing mild cognitive decline or memory fog, MSG can amplify symptoms. Surimi is also low in natural omega-3s, the fatty acids your brain needs for cell membrane integrity and neurotransmission. Eating it in place of real seafood is like putting cardboard in your gas tank instead of fuel. And here's what people often miss: surimi is often packed with stabilizers and emulsifiers, which alter how your body digests and absorbs food. For older adults with weaker stomach acid or enzyme production, This can mean slower digestion and increased bloating. Next time you reach for that easy seafood salad, ask yourself, is it nourishing my brain or just tricking my tongue? Instead, choose real crab, or better yet, wild-caught fish that provides real nutritional value. Even a tin of sustainably sourced mackerel in olive oil outperforms surimi in every way that matters to your long-term mental clarity. Number 4. Swordfish and the cardiovascular cost. Swordfish steaks are meaty, satisfying, and often praised for their protein. But if you're over 60 and value your heart, your blood vessels, and your mobility, you might want to put down the fork. Swordfish is one of the most mercury-contaminated fish in the sea. Because they live long and eat other fish, they accumulate more mercury than most species. And mercury doesn't just affect your brain. It damages the endothelial lining of your blood vessels, increases blood pressure, and can even raise the risk of arrhythmias. For seniors already managing blood pressure or taking medications for circulation, mercury adds another layer of stress. Your heart may work harder, your arteries may stiffen faster, and that shortness of breath when climbing stairs. It might not just be aging. Here's the better option. Instead of swordfish, try Arctic char, a low-mercury, heart-friendly fish with a similar texture and more stable fats. Or, if you enjoy a thick fillet, opt for wild-caught coho salmon. It's dense, flavorful, and kind to your cardiovascular system. Your heart has carried you through a lifetime of milestones. It deserves every possible protection. Choosing the right seafood can be a powerful step toward giving it that care. Number 5. Fish oil supplements and the rancidity risk. You've probably heard about the benefits of omega-3 supplements. Maybe you even take one daily. But not all fish oils are created equal, and some might be doing more harm than good. Here's why. Many over-the-counter fish oil capsules oxidize during processing or storage. That means they go rancid, and rancid oil is inflammatory. Instead of reducing joint pain, it can make it worse. Instead of supporting brain health, it may impair it. One study published in the Journal of Nutritional Science found that over 50% of commercial fish oil products failed quality standards for oxidation. That's half the bottles on the shelf potentially damaging your cells. The symptoms are subtle. A metallic taste in the mouth. More stiffness in the morning. Fatigue that doesn't match your activity level. You might think it's just getting older, but it could be your supplement. Here's how to protect yourself. Choose fish oils that are cold processed, tested for oxidation, and come in dark, airtight containers. Better yet, get your omega-3s from whole food sources like sardines, flaxseed, or even algal oil, which is plant-based and free from heavy metals. You're doing the right thing by caring about your nutrition. Just make sure the supplements you take are as clean and beneficial as you believe them to be. Because every small shift matters when your goal is to age not just longer but stronger. If even one part of this video made you stop and think, take a moment to subscribe. It helps us reach more seniors who are ready to age with power, clarity, and dignity. And if you want even more daily support, smarter routines, and a community that genuinely gets it, visit us at thegoldenyearsrx.com. You're not alone on this journey, and the best years can still be ahead. All it takes is the right choices, one meal at a time.